This Soundslide presentation is brought to you by Sargent Drilling in Aurora, which proudly supports all Aurora extracurricular activities. Aurora took down top-ranked and previously unbeaten Elkhorn Saturday, losing a double-digit fourth-quarter lead before exploding in overtime to win a thriller 53-41. The Lady Huskies looked like the more aggressive team from the opening tip as Brooke Williams and Kennedy Cradle both nailed three-pointers, while five players contributed to help build an 18-7 first-quarter lead. Aurora kept the gas at full throttle, using a balanced scoring attack to build the margin to 12 going into the final frame. Elkhorn trimmed the lead to 5 with 90 seconds left and tied it with 30 seconds to go. Williams shot to win it with 5 seconds left, rimmed out, sending the game to overtime. The OT period looked much like the opening quarter as Aurora took the lead with a Williams tray and used a balanced attack to build a lead, then sunk 12 of 16 free throws to ice it. Here's what Coach Phil Tramers had to say after the exciting win.
And we talked about, we got 3 keys for each game, and 3 of those keys tonight were one play together, 2 play aggressive, and 3 play with a little bit of an edge, because anytime you go up against a really good team like Elkhorn, top in Class B, you've got to play with a little bit of an edge. You got to walk in thinking that you're going to win the ball game, and I think we did that tonight, and we definitely played together. The scoring suggests that, very balanced, got some good bench contribution point-wise, and then our defensive effort was phenomenal all night. I'm not sure what they average a night, but it's probably way more than 41, and then ultimately the 1-3-1 defense, I think, kind of slowed them down in the first half. They figured some things out in the fourth quarter, knocked down some shots, but we stuck with it because our girls were determined to fly around in the zone, and they committed themselves to playing really, really hard for 36 minutes.
We went a while there without a bucket. We got to 36 and then kind of got stuck on it. Was that just more Elkhorn, or?
Yeah, I think they amped up their defensive pressure. You know, they were kind of running a man-to-man defense and 2-3 defense in their zone concepts in and out all game in regulation, and then finally in the fourth quarter they were down 8 or 10, I think, at the break, and then they finally amped up the defensive pressure man-to-man, and that got to us a little bit. Anytime you have a 10-point lead, sometimes mentally it's tough to go ahead and be as aggressive as you were, and we've got to be aggressive on offense to be really good and to score points, and sometimes I think late in games with a lead we get a little bit passive, and I think that's kind of what turned into the fourth quarter of them going on a run and us being a little bit stagnant offensively.
Missed a couple front ends of one-on-one, and then you started to hit. That helped pull away there.
Yeah, talk about it changing the tide free throw wise in the fourth quarter. I'm not sure what the numbers suggest, but we couldn't knock one down. It seemed like in the fourth quarter to take a 5-point lead to a 7-point lead, or even a 2-point lead to a 4-point lead to make it a 2-possession game, and ultimately that kind of let them back in it to force overtime. But then very proud of the efforts at the free throw line, the confidence that they showed in overtime, because it was the same situation. You know, up 4 they're fouling, up 5 they're fouling, then we take it from 5 to 7, we take it from 7 to 9, and really put that game away with about a minute left.
For exclusive Husky coverage, follow us on Twitter @SportsANR.